نعم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. We give thanks to Allah, we ask blessing on Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today we are looking at a fresh topic, and that is al-munada. The munada, what is called, that is the vocative, what is being called. For instance, you call Zaid, Saeed, Shukra, or you call anybody. So it has rules in Arabic, depending on what situation and the context of the sentence. So quickly, let's look at it. This is just an introduction. We have series of classes that will continue with it. So al-munada. Munada is from the verb. So munada, this word munada, let's quickly look at its conjugation. It's from the verb nada. It's a Rubai verb nada, which means he called. So mudori will be what? Yunadi. You can see, since it is a verb that is 4-letter words, so the mudori starts with the doma. So yunadi, and the ismul fa'il will be what? Munadin. That will be a monkusi verb, a monkusi noun. Munadin, the person who is calling. So munadan will be what? The person being called. Munadan. Can you see? So that's where this is. Well, that's where the word munada come from. So munadin is the caller. Munada is the person that is being called. So the person being called in Arabic have there are rules guiding the i'rab. It's grammatical analysis. So that's what we are looking at. Now let's look at a word here now. Ya Zaidu. You can see Ya Zaidu. I did not say Ya Zaidan. A lot of people do think, especially those who are just learning now and sorry. They always think that whenever you call anything by default, that thing should take nasbu. No, is wrong. No, it is what? It is wrong. It depends on what you are calling. That works with and determine what your munada will take. So I will not just say Ya Zaidun here. So look at what I said. I said Ya Zaidu, just one domo. It is not a mistake. You know, when you want to write Zaid, you write Zaid this way normally. Zaidun. Abi now, this way we write Zaid. Abi? But now that it is being called, what is written is what? Zaid, one domo. It's not a mistake. So let's take note to see, explain that. So Ya Zaidu Akbil. That means, oh Zaid, come. Do we get now? So we want to look at our sentence in this sentence. The ya here is what? An adatun nida'i. Adat is a tool. So it is a tool of calling. Ya is adatun nida. We also have what? Zaid. What is now being called? Your munada. So we wrote here munada. So when you are calling, there will always be two entities. The first is the tool of calling, which we call what? Adatun nida'i. We also have what is being called. We call that is termed as what? As the munada. Do we get now? So that is that. So let us look at the next is what? Adawatu nida. That's the plural of adatu. Adawat. That means the tools of calling. Adawatu nida'i. The tools of what? Of calling. Why do we use nida here? Like this, what we are talking about here. This nada. You know, when we have a fa'ala verb, what's the mazdar? The mazdar was what? Fi'alun or what? Mufa'alatun. Like jahada. What's the mazdar? Jihadun or mazdar? Mujahadatun. So let's look at this. Now that will be the mazdar. Fi'al. If you come with fi'al, it will be what? Nida. Abina nida. Afterwards, if you do qalb here, this will change to what? It will change to hamza. I don't want to take time on that because the time is fast spent. So nida. That's why we have this nida. So this means what? The tools of calling, of tools of vocations. So we have, these are the tools that we have mentioned here. The first is what? This one is the most common. It's so common that we are going to take it as a topic in consequent class. It is the most common. So because it is the most common, there are some things the Arab awards as they are lenient with it, and they use for also other things. We discuss later time. So we have ya. We also have what? I can say I Zaid, like here I can say I Zaidu Akbil. We also have what? I can say Zaidu Akbil. That means oh Zaid, come. Do you get now? We also have what? Aya. We also have Haya. Like Imam Shafi'i said in his song, said Ayabu Matani, called the Anshachat Fauko Hamate. ala rogmi minni hina tara ghurabuha aya. We also have what? Haya. We also have what? So all these are tools of calling. Now, if you observe when we are writing this is written in black what? With a black ink. This is written with what? With a blue ink, and this is written in red. It's deliberate. So this ya is used to call. It is you can use to call somebody that is near or somebody that is what? That is far. Do you get now? So because ya is dynamic and is used for a lot of things. So we have I and ah. They are used to call what is near. Somebody that is near to us. So the nearness can be near to you like this, or near to you metaphorically. Maybe the person is so dear to your heart, or you are chatting with the person on the phone like this technological time. If I'm on Zoom with somebody, the person is near. Like depending on the way you want to see. So we also have aya, haya, and ah. This is for what? Lili ba'id. Somebody that is far. Maybe the person is far greater than you in status, or the person is far away from you in distance, or far away from you, we are even together, but the mind is not even where he is. For instance, a teacher is teaching, the person is pressing the phone. His mind is not here anymore, it's far away. So depending on the far, it can be real far away, or it can be metaphorical. So we use aya, we use haya, and we also use what? Ah. So that's why you see we wrote lili kori for I and ah. We wrote what? Lili ba'id for aya, haya, and ah. Do we get now? So quickly, let's do this. Is just introduction. So let's look at. We also have anwa'ul munada. Anwa'ul munada. That type of words, depending on the sentence structure or the sentence construction, we have the type of vocatives, the type of things or entity we are trying to call. So the first can be, we have 5 in number. So what are the 5? Let me quickly mention them before we look at example. You have al-mudaf, like the mudaf, when for every mudaf you see, there must always be a mudaf relay. Now. So that is al-mudaf. We also have what? Ash-shabihu bil mudaf. Mudaf, shabihu, the words also look like mudaf. So we also have what? An-nakratu ghayru maqsuda. That means an indefinite entity we are calling. We also have an-nakratu maqsuda, a definite entity we are calling. So we also have what? Al-alamu, a proper noun. Those are the 5 things we call. So we can call a mudaf, we can call a what? A shabihu bil mudaf, we can call nakratu ghayru maqsuda, we can also call what? An-nakratu maqsuda, and the 5th is what? Al-alam. So quickly, let's look at them. Example. Now, this can be classified further. If it is considering single word or not single word, like that means mufrad or ghayru mufrad. The mufrad will mean here, mufrad is single word. No mufrad of singular, dual, and plural. No, that's not what we are saying. The mufrad we meant is what? Mufrad as a single word. So if we are considering that, we say that number 3, number 4, and number 5, they are what? They are mufrad. 3, 4, and 5, they are mufrad. Mufrad as in a single word. Now, mudaf and shabihu mudaf, they are what? Ghayru mudaf. They are ghayru mufrad because it is not extracted from one word. Do you get now? Secondly, when we are making our classification, we can also divide these 5 into 2. That means some of them are in nasbu state, and that is the aslu of every munada. It should be in what? In nasbu state. Look at this now. Ya Abdullahi, it is in nasbu state. Ya Hasanan al-wajhu, it is in what? Nasbu state. Do you guess now? Now, this one too, nakratu ghayru maqsuda, is in nasbu state. Do you get? So number 1 to 3, they are in nasbu state. If you look at number 4 and 5, they are what? They are not in nasbu state. They are mubniyu. Do you get now? They are mubniyu ala ma yurfa'u bihi. That means they are mubniyu on what they used to take what? Rafa'un. So look at this now. You can see ya talibu. Look at here too. Ya talibuna. Or it can be ya tullabu. So we have ya zaidu. Do you get now? So that. Let us look at our examples. For instance, we have as ya Abdullahi. So this is why a lot of people do make errors. Because this is a mudaf now. Mudaf, when you are calling a mudaf, it will take a nasbu. When you are calling a mudaf, so this is taking nasbu. Yes, it's normal. This is not a mudaf. Babe is not a mudaf. It's an alarm. So you don't just, you not give that, just give it nasbu perfunctorily. Do you get now? So this is a mudaf. So it will take fatha is proper for it because it's a mudaf. Also, our shabiul mudaf too is always in nasbu state too, like your mudaf. So ya hasanan al wajhu. So the question people do ask, which we treat in our other classes, what's the difference between mudaf and shabiul mudaf? What's the difference? We treat this in our next class. So don't worry about that. But let's just forge ahead. So your Shebiu bil Mudaf. This the first part here. This is Shebiu bil Mudaf. Do you get now? It's also always take what? Nasbu like Ya Hasan al Wajh, Ya Taliban lil Imin, Ya Bahisan anil Haqqi. Let me write that too. For instance, Ya Bahisan, Ya Bahisan anil Haqqi, Ya Bahisan anil ish anil haqqi. So this is also what this ba'isan here is a word shabihu bil ish bil mudaf. Do you get now? So that is that. What you should just know for now is that this whenever you see something that they call shabihu bil mudaf, is always a wasfu. It's always an adjective. That's the first thing you must take note. It's always it can be ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, sifatul mushabbaha, ismul mubalagha. Do you get now? And you can return them back to their verb. Then, for instance, I can say this Hasan, I can say Yaman Yahsunul Wajhu. Do you get? So it's like you can say that this, I can say Yahsunul Wajhu here now. I can change this to what? To a verb. I can change this one too. I will say what? This one I can change it to a verb and say what? Yebhasu anil haki. Do you get? Because don't forget all this your ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, they are like your verbs in. Do you get now? So we still discuss on Shebi with Mudaf in next class when we want to check the difference between that and what and your Mudaf. Do you get? So the third one we are looking at is what? An-nakratu ghayr maqsuda. When a nakratu ghayr maqsuda is also called, it will take a what? It will take a nasbu. You can see Ya Taliban iftahil baba. So what is, you can see this nakratu ghayr maqsuda. This is nakratu maqsuda. I deliberately also write words here. I also write Talib here too again. But if you look at this Talib here, it is taking Odomo. The Talib here now is taking a what? It's taking a nasbu. What's the difference between them? It's very simple. Nakratu means Goyo Moksuda means any something that you are calling. You are not doing a ta'yin. You are not pinpointing. Something you are calling, but you are not what? You are not pinpointing that, okay, this, for instance, I enter into a class. There are many students there. I just say, any students, open the door. For instance, I want to enter. I know that the students are much in the class. I just say, any students, Ya Taliban. The fact that I say, Ya Taliban, that means I'm calling upon any student. I'm not pinpointing a particular student. So that is what we call an-nakratu ghayru maqsuda. For instance, a blind man is walking on the road. He now had the voice of some boys playing, and he said, Ya waladan unsuruni, or Ya waladan sa'idni fil mashyi. Do you get now? He's saying that any boy, Ya waladan, any boy among those boys that is there, he can't see them. He does not know them very well. Do you get now? So he's calling it. So that is example of what? Nakratu ghayru maqsuda. So that will take what? A what? So that will take a what? A nasbu. Do you get now? Then let's look at it. And nakratu maqsuda. Now, that means you are intending a particular. So the aslo of nakratu maqsuda is that what? Look at the aslo of this atolib. It's like ya plus what? Plus atolibu like this. Because the general rule of Arabic is that general rule of Arabic, general rule of I cannot say ya azaydu. So because of that, so when this will now become what? Ya what? Tolibu with one domo. With what? Just a domo.
And when you want to do it, you say that this is what mabniyu ala dhammi. Do you get now? So it will go mabniyu. So that is that ya talibu. That means you have been pointing the student that the student know. So this they ask to iti bi abika, come with your father. You get now. Iti bi abika, come with your father. Another is what ya talibuna ijtahidu. The student you are intending. If it is ya talibino, just any student, maybe the person just giving a moral instruction to them. You now say ya talibino, that means it's 4 years. But say what ya talibuna, that means those students, the intended student that is talking to, he has to was ya talibuna. Do you understand? So this is, he said ijtahidu, strive. Don't forget we told us that when we have a this is a mufrad, it goes as a single word. In classification, in terms of looking at single word or more than one word. So that. The next is al-alam. When you are calling a proper noun, what you all know what to call alam. You have been mentioning alam all this while. Alam is the name you give to something. For that we have many cities. Say this is Makkah. Name of this city is Makkah. Name of this city is Lagos. No, this city is this, that. You have many boys. Say this boy name is Kabir. This boy name is Yusuf. This boy name is also. This are alam too. Alam are names to give to common nouns. When you give them a name, they become proper noun. You get. So for instance, this Zaid. Say ya Zaidu. Akbil o Zaid, come. So you can see one domo. The root is ya Zaidun, but because you are calling it now, when you are calling any alam, you just give it a domo and become mabniyu ala ish ala domi. So that is what this is just introduction on what you are taking. We continue from there, inshallah, next class. So let's try to get them. If you have any question, you can ask on our page on Facebook as you are watching us live. You can also ask on our Telegram page. Try to join the Telegram page. May Allah accept it from us as an act of ibadah. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.